Pramatapataye Namo Ganapataye Namah Pramatapataye Namaste Stulambudaraya Ekadantaya Vigna Vinashine Shivasutaya Shri Varada Muhurtaye Namaha Namo Namaha Bhavatam Sarvesham Sanskritasya Shikshane Hardam Swagatam Sarvesham Yoginam Vaidyanam Vidyarthinam Swagatam Mama Nama Simon Eteshu Pateshu Aham Sanskritasya Shikshakah Bhavishyami Paramtu Aham Gurornasmi Panditopinasmi Aham Bhavadvidaha Sarala Shishyahasmi Tasmad Vayam Sarve Sambhuyaha Sanskrita Marge Gachama Astu Namo Namaha. Greetings everyone and welcome to Sanskrit Without Tears. My name is Simon and I will be guiding you through this wonderful world of the Sanskrit language. And as I just mentioned, I'm not a Sanskrit pundit or scholar. I'm a simple student like yourselves who is fascinated by the world of self-discovery that studying Sanskrit offers. The word Samskritam means perfectly made or well polished. And what's so perfect about Sanskrit? You know, about 150 years ago, Western philologists and scholars discovered the Sanskrit language, and they found it to be so symmetrical, so perfect in its alphabet, its grammar, and syntax, that they used it as a pro forma, as a guide to help them understand other languages. And the field of linguistics was born. In fact, you could say that Noam Chomsky might be out of a job today if it weren't for Sanskrit. So even in modern, ultra-modern day, computer programmers who have analyzed the language have found it perfectly logical and the perfect computer language. But these terms like logic and symmetry, don't let them scare you, because Sanskrit is also, while it is a logical language, it is also a language of art and spirituality. It is a harmonized language that uses both sides of your brain, the left cognitive side and the right creative side. Therefore, it's my contention that even studying Sanskrit will make you smarter. It will make you better at anything else that you do. In fact, I like to tell students, take an IQ test before you begin studying, and then take one 6 to 12 months later and see what happens. There is a saying in Sanskrit that goes, Amantram aksharam nasti, nasti moolam anoshadam, ayogyaha purusho nasti, yojakas tatra durlabhaha. This means that there is no letter in the Sanskrit alphabet that is not a mantra. There is no herb in nature that does not have medicinal value. There is no there is no person who is not born with a purpose. However, it takes skill to find these things. And the people who are skilled at finding these things are themselves hard to find. So I invite you to join me on this journey of self-discovery by delving into the world of Sanskrit, which will reveal both the left brain and the right brain capacities that are innate in you, that will then help you to understand, to truly understand the world of Ayurveda, the world of yoga, Vedanta, Jyotisha, or whatever subject you're choosing to study. Because at the foundation of all of these is the Sanskrit language. The ancient rishis who cognized the language found the most powerful sounds in nature and organized them in such a way to make them relevant, organize them into a language. Those same ancient seers looked using their intuition and keen observation and found the medicinal value of every vegetable, animal, and mineral substance in nature. And they organized it under the umbrella of what they called Ayurveda. They also found a way to help people find their purpose in life, their dharma. You, like everyone on this planet, has a unique purpose that you're meant to do. And using Jyotisha and using especially the system of what I call the dharma types. Are you a warrior, an educator, a laborer, a merchant, or an outsider? according to each type, there is a different and special dharma that you have to fulfill in the world. But to know all of these things, the root of all of these is Sanskrit. So thank you for joining me on this world of self-discovery. And let's begin with lesson 1. Namo Namaha. Namo Namaha. Welcome to lesson 1, the most important lesson in Sanskrit, pronunciation. Why is this the most important lesson? As I mentioned in the introduction, Sanskrit is both a left brain, activates both the left brain and the right brain. And it activates the reading center and understanding center, but also to really fully become engaged in it, you must also speak it. To understand the spiritual component of Sanskrit, it must be pronounced. And what I mean by proper pronunciation is, I don't want to make you into a pundit or to sound like somebody else. The fact is, I speak American English, and I will invariably have an American accent when I speak Sanskrit, just as a person learning in South India will have a South Indian accent, but their accent will be different from someone in North India. So there is no one right way to pronounce Sanskrit. However, the goal here is to help you remove the obstacles to proper understanding. Let me say that again. Pronunciation is important because correct pronunciation removes the obstacles that bedevil proper understanding. Now, we can play around. I often say Sanskrit or mantra, making fun of our fellows across the pond. But there's a difference between someone who speaks playfully and lovingly and plays with the language and someone who doesn't, who mispronounces because they don't know any better. And I don't want you to be that person. I want you to be the first category. Once you learn how to pronounce properly, then you can play with Sanskrit as much as you like. So, the first lesson is does not equal Now, the way I've organized these lessons for best assimilation is I'm only going to have you memorize the super important stuff. Everything else is going to come through osmosis, through simply being there. But the most important things that you need to memorize, I will tell you. And this is one you need to memorize. This is lesson 1. Does not equal Okay? So, what does that mean? Well, let's take a look at an example word. Here is a word that many of you might know. This is Ananda. Now, the word Nanda means joy. The prefix now this letter is pronounced say it with me, like but. This is like and but. This is okay? And say So which one is this? This says Ananda. Ananda means depression, lack of joy, because the prefix means not. In Sanskrit, the prefix is the same as our prefix un. So we have the word joyful, unjoyful. Nanda, ananda. So let's say it right. The word is Ananda. Say Ananda. Beautiful. Ananda. So many yogis, yoga practitioners, people who are not versed in Sanskrit, oh, I'm feeling such ananda today. Really? You're depressed? Why are you depressed? No, I'm feeling ananda, joy. No, you're saying you're depressed. Understand that the mantric value of these words has an energetic effect. So the word is ananda. And refer to your list now of all the words. This is in your book in lesson 1. All the words that we're going to cover today that will help us to pronounce correctly. And before we even begin that, let's take a look at the English language and some words from English. So let's take a simple word. How do we say this? Father. So this sounds like ah. Okay? But what if we just change one letter and leaving everything else exactly where it is? Let's make this an L. Now how do we say this? Lather in American English. So how did this one letter change the simple A? We went from father to lather. Okay? What if we change it again? What if we put the letter B there? Now what do we get? Bather. So we went from ah to a to a. Just by not even changing the vowel, changing one letter in the word. So English is a crazy language, and it's difficult to learn. In fact, there are probably as many exceptions in English as there are rules. In Sanskrit, once you have a vowel, once you have a sound, it will always sound that way, no matter where it's placed in the word, no matter where it's placed in a sentence. One vowel will always sound the same. A consonant will always be the same, no exceptions. So already Sanskrit is easier than English, okay? So now, bather, it becomes even more complex. Let's do a word like neighbor. Now, there's no A, but there's an A. How did the A get there? There's an E and an I. So, crazy. Anyway, so back to Sanskrit. Here is another word. This word is Shiva. Say Shiva. You see this accent aigu, c'est pour le français. This accent over the S gives it the palatal sibilant sound, sh. And we will be getting into this in lesson 2 when we begin the alphabet. Okay? So this is commonly written as Shiva. Now, a lot of people say Shiva, Shiva. Well, the word is Shiv-a. Remember, sounds like in but, Shiva, so Shiva is a guy. Well, here, we'll put it right up here. Shiva is his wife, because the long vowel is a feminine ending. A means feminine, okay? So, big difference between Shiva, he's a pretty masculine dude. Don't call him Shiva, unless you're talking about his wife, okay? So here are some more examples. Raja. Raja is not the same as Raja. In the Hanuman Chalisa, the invocatory verse says, Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamanu Mukuru Sudhari Baranam Raghumvara Bimala Jasu. So it says, Raja, Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja. Raja means dust, it means pollen, it means menstruation, it means passion, it means desire, but it doesn't mean king. Raja means king, okay? Rajan. Rajan becomes Raja, Rajana, Rajanaha. But Raja means dust, so I polish my mind with the dust of the Guru's feet, not with the king of the Guru's feet. Sounds silly, doesn't it? So Raja, Raja. Say Raja, Raja. Good. Here's another one. How do you say this? Mala. Say it again. Mala. Mala means waste. And this is mala. Mala. A mala is a beautiful flower garland that you put around. So if you come up to someone you love and you give them a mala, and they speak Sanskrit, they will very gladly not take it from you because they don't want your waste or whatever that is. In Ayurveda, the malas are three malas: purisha, fecal matter; mutra, urine; and sveda, sweat. So the three malas, but not the three malas. So if you love your Ayurvedic teacher, understand the difference between these two. The next one. This is an S with a dot under it, is the retroflex sibilant. And again, in the next lesson, I will be going through these in detail. But anytime you see a dot under a letter, think about your third eye, like the dot, the pineal gland, and curve your tongue up so that it is touching the dot, so that it is reaching for your third eye. So this is kshaya, kshaya. Say kshaya. Good. Now kshaya, which means deficiency, wasting, is different from kashaya, which is the color orange, which is different from kashaya, which is the astringent taste. So again, I'm going through these examples to hammer home the point that the key to proper pronunciation is does not equal a. The key to proper pronunciation is pronouncing the short and the long vowels correctly. Once you do that, you are home free. This is the major issue that most people have when pronouncing Sanskrit, because we don't have it in English. We don't have it in our languages. Okay? Here are a couple of other examples. Bala, bala, bala and bala. So bala means strength. Bala is child. So for you yogis out there, is it balasana or balasana, the child pose? Is it the strength pose or the child pose? Okay? Makes a difference. There is an energetic difference, just as if you say, I love you, or if you say, I hate you. There is an energy in the words, even in the English language, but especially so in the Sanskrit language, because Sanskrit is a language of mantra. Amantram aksharam nasti. So bala and bala. Then here is another one. Amrita. The word mrita, this is said, pronounced mrita. So there is an R with a dot under it. So we're going to curl our tongue. Remember, anytime you see a dot, think of your third eye, curl your tongue to try to touch the dot. In fact, one useful way to get used to these sounds is to try to imitate an Indian accent. Sorry, but it's a fun, playful way. So, hello, mister, this is Amrita. Nice to talk to you. Ta 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 na. This is that typically Indian sound. And it's made by curling up your tongue to touch your third eye. Okay? So, Amrita means, Mrita is death. Amrita, remember, is a prefix that means no or not. So, immortality. Amrita is immortality. But Amrita, boy, I would sure love to drink some Amrita, some Amrita. Amrita means death, going to be killed, because the prefix a means towards, going unto. So ananda is going towards joy, and it's a gives a sense of going towards and coming back, reduplicating, more over and over on itself. So ananda is joy, and more, and joy reduplicated on itself. Amrita, well, you can guess what that means. So don't say, I would love to drink the nectar of Amrita, because your wish may be fulfilled. Amrita. And there is a famous saint called Amma, not Amma. Ammachi is a famous saint who is the Divine Mother, Amma. But Amma means toxic, morbid waste. So before you call somebody Amma, now she'll forgive you because she's the Divine Mother, and she's heard it probably a million times from Westerners. But her name is Amma. In fact, her full name is Amrita Ananda Mayi. Amrita Ananda Mayi. Mayi means made of. Bliss and immortality. Wow, that's a big name. Amritananda Mayi. Not Amritananda, Amrita. Okay? And finally, here's another example of and a. The word maya means false or illusion. Maya vachanam, false speech. Maya means made. Just like mayi, here it means made of. She who is made of ananda and nectar and immortality. So maya is the masculine, means made of. Maya is false, illusion. And even in the word maya means with me. It is the personal pronoun, the instrumental of the personal pronoun. We'll get into that. So maya is different from maya. Say maya. Maya. Will always be a will always be a, wherever you find them. Okay? Vamana. Say vamana. Vamana means vomiting. Vamana means a short person. And vama means left. So, in conclusion, I want you to think of these two letters, and a, as literally completely different letters, like the K and P, or Z and Y. There's really no relationship between the two. In fact, if there's any relationship, they're usually opposite of each other. So hopefully this has been a useful caution to help you understand and practice. Now you have some words in your workbook that you're going to practice on. So I want you to take some time and read through those words, and we're going to come back still in lesson 1 and look at some more words with u and e and e. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so here are a couple more examples. Now we're moving on to the short vowels u and oo. Now the difference between these is not as pronounced as between and ah. But there is still a difference, as we can see here. The word dina means day. Dinacharya is your daily routine. But the word dina means weak, depleted, cowardly, low, vile, servile. So a lot of first-year Ayurveda students say, oh, my dinacharya is going great. I don't know why I feel so terrible, but I'm doing my dinacharya every day. Well, if you're doing your dinacharya every day, then it's no wonder you feel miserable. But if you do your dinacharya, that is something else. So again, makes a difference in the meaning of the words and must pay attention to it. However, the difference between it and e is simply that one is short and the other is the long version of it. So it and e is the same sound, whereas and ah are totally different sounds. Ah is not the long version of would be the long version of right? So ah is a totally different sound. With it and e, it's just the longer extension of it. So there aren't as many these antithetical examples that we gave with and ah. Guru, is the same. U. Guru, guru. Guru, guru. Now, when you pronounce a long vowel, I want you to take your time. The key to proper Sanskrit pronunciation is relaxing. Relax into the long. Okay, I want you to remember that. Relax into the long. Take your time with the long vowels. Ayurveda. Ayurveda. Don't say Ayurveda. Don't rush the long sounds. Ayurveda. Okay? So guru means teacher. Guru means two teachers. This is the dual. So still means teacher, but it means two teachers. Amazing. Dina, day, dina, low, week. Let's go to point number 3, and let's practice these words. The first word is Ayurveda. Say Ayurveda. This is how you would actually pronounce it. I'm not exaggerating the length. This is how you would actually pronounce it in conversation. Aham Ayurvedam patami. I study Ayurveda. Next word, chakra. Notice that both A's are short. Both U's are short. So they sound like chakra. Chakra. Now here's another example of transliteration. Transliteration is the approximation of Sanskrit letters, of the Sanskrit alphabet in the Roman script. So this is called the Roman script that we use to write English, French, Spanish, all these sort of Roman Latin languages. And using that script, we are writing the Devanagari, which is the Sanskrit alphabet. So to write the sound ch, what to us sounds like ch, in transliteration we just use the letter C, because ch, ch is another sound. It's ch. It's the aspirated. Okay? And we'll get to that in the next lesson. Fear not. So chakra. Chakra is different from chakra, if such a word exists. Chakra means wheel. Okay? Next word is vidya. Say vidya. Mala. We did this. Mala. Shiva. Ganesha. Now, Ganesha. The diphthongs, what are in linguistics called diphthongs. Linguists make things very complicated. You know, they looked at Sanskrit and they invented linguistics to try to match Sanskrit. And they invented these terms like phoneme and morpheme and diphthong. What's a diphthong? Something you do at the beach? I don't know. So a phoneme is just a fancy word for a letter, like in Sanskrit. A is a phoneme. A, k, 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 g, g, ng, ch, 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 j, ny, ta, ta, da, da, na, da, 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 na, pa, pa, ba, ma, ma. These are all phonemes. They are called akshara in Sanskrit. Amantram aksharam nasti, nasti moolam anoshadam. There is no akshara that is not a mantra. There is no phoneme that is not a mantra. So morpheme, similar, diphthong. So diphthong means a vowel that is that has two sounds, that is long. So the diphthongs are e, I, o, and ao. Okay? In the next lesson on vowels, I will tell you the sacred, the spiritual meaning of each of these letters and the gods and goddesses that are associated with them and the vibrational energy that they have. For now, let's call them diphthongs. So, e will always be long. So when you say the word Ganesha, you don't say Ganesha. Ganesh. Ganesha. Okay? Diphthongs are always long and are pronounced like long vowels, like a, e, u. You give them the same amount of time. Okay? Next word is kapha. Kapha. Or kapha. Kapha. Ooh. Vata. Vata. Next word is vata. And I want you to say the next word. Jyotisha. Jyotisha. Good. That's that sh that you curl your tongue, meet your third eye. Sh. And the last one, deva. Deva. What is a deva? A deva is a male divine being. A deva is a female divine being, because the long ending ah. Okay? All right. So, again, the key to pronouncing what are called retroflex or cerebral sounds, all of those sounds that have a dot under them, is curling up your tongue to touch the roof of your palate. So let's practice this with a few words, okay? Ganesha, Ganesha, okay? Shlakshna, Shlakshna. So that second sh and n are retroflex. The first sh is not. Shlakshna, Shlakshna. You have to do a little acrobatics there with your tongue. Yeah, okay? Rushi, Rushi, Rushi. There's that r. That r, this sound here, has three ways to say it. It can sound like ru, can sound like ri, or it can sound like rr. This is actually a vowel in Sanskrit. And many people pronounce it as ru, like the word prakruti, kru, krumi, okay? Which is valid. Other people pronounce it as ri, like Krishna, prakriti, krimi. And others just roll it like Italians or Spanish speakers. Prakruti, Krishna. Okay? It is your choice. Most common is probably ru or ri. Okay? So I will be using them interchangeably. So this word in your workbook then is rushi. Sounds like rishi or rushi. Something in between. Rushi. Say rushi. And the last one, vikruti. Again, vikruti, vikruti, vikruti. Vikruti. Easy. Okay? So practice these words, and we will meet in the next lesson. And please understand that this is the most important lesson in Sanskrit, and it may, if it seems a little too much right now, come back to it later after we've looked at the alphabet and revisit the differences between and a, I and e. Once we've gone through the whole alphabet and sounded out each letter, discovered each letter's energy and vibrational value, you can come back to this lesson and practice. Okay? Thank you. We'll meet you in lesson 2.